First of all, I've got to say this. I want to thank Gene Taylor, because it was a year ago today that I went for an interview. A year ago on this date, we beat Coastal Carolina, and I went for an interview. And I know Gene doesn't say he took a chance on me, but I know he did take a chance on a guy that had not been a head coach at this level. And thank you so much, Gene. I know it'll get back to him because he's a dear friend of mine. But thanks, President Bashani. Thanks, Gene, for giving me this opportunity, because stressful times for my family a year ago today. What a great win. What a great resolve by our guys. That's a really good football team. And I hope nobody thought it was going to be a 48-14 game with the quarterback. And you saw that quarterback. That quarterback's as good a quarterback as I've seen in FCS this year. Bottom line is, as good a quarterback there is. The running back was better than advertised. And they've got really good skill catching the football. So proud of our defense. And we didn't play exceptionally well on defense, but give all the credit to Coastal Carolina. We did enough things in the fourth quarter to get some stops. And that's a bunch of seniors and a bunch of guys that are experienced guys that said, we're not going to let this thing slip. Offensively, I thought we were dynamite all day. I thought Coach Polasek did a phenomenal job calling plays. He probably had one series in the second half he was upset about with how it went. But other than that, you rushed for over 300 yards in a playoff game. That's a dynamite, dominant performance. So I'll open up for questions.
It seemed like you game where you had to lean on your offense a little more than your defense. Is that weird to play that style of game?
No, I wasn't really surprised that we had to do that, because we felt we could run the football. We did. We felt we could run the football. I knew how talented their offense was from a quarterback's perspective, and no, it didn't surprise me at all that we had to lean on them. But in the end, it was a team win because our defense got the stops when we had to have them.
Coach, what's the first thought in your head when you think about the day that John Crockett had?
I didn't see what his stats were, but he was phenomenal. I mean, and he's a special player, and he loves this stage.
I know in the last few drives, you started going 3 down linemen with 3 backers and 5 defensive backs. Was that out of necessity because the D-line was gassed, or is that something you guys have been practicing?
That we did, I'm sorry?
Yeah, you guys had kind of like 3 down linemen defensively, then 3 backers and 5 DBs in the game, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, we wanted to try to get a little bit more speed on the field because let's be honest, we couldn't sack the kid. We could not tackle him, and so we took one of the defensive tackles out, and really Carlton Littlejohn or Nick DeLuca became the 4th down lineman because he was just too good. We couldn't sack him. They did a good job. You could see they chipped to Kyle. They were always getting 2 guys on Kyle's side, and so we had to find another way to get another rusher.
Talk about Crockett's 45-yard run. You're down there in the fourth quarter, and the 3rd and short, and he breaks off tackle, and turns out to be the game winner.
Yeah, for starters, I thought it was a great call by Coach Polasek because we'd gone the other way on that same formation before. I thought the offensive lineman did a great job, and John broke it outside, and I don't know how many carries he had today. What did he have? Anybody tell? He had 26 carries, and we had to sub him in and out because he was cramping a little bit out there. But when he hit that corner, nobody caught him. He's extremely fast.
Huge game from Crockett, but Carson Wentz as well. Talk about his performance today.
Yeah, Carson did a great job managing the game, doing what he had to do. There's some times that he got flushed out of the pocket and made some unbelievable throws and plays and keeping plays alive. And he put us in the right check an awful lot of times based on what their alignment was on defense. And that was a huge part of our game we were going to run the football, but it was either going to be this run or that run based on their front. And I thought he did a great job.
You guys had Brago down this week. We asked you all week about the wide receiver stepping up. Kerry Woods was somebody who you guys implemented a lot today. Was that always in the plan? I mean,
well, Kerry had to step up, and he had a great week of practice and had a lot of confidence. And he made a big catch last week late in that game against South Dakota State that gave him some confidence, no different than Trey gaining some confidence. And this game's a lot about your focus and your confidence level when you're on the field, and I thought he had a great game.
Were you surprised at the physicality that Coastal Carolina brought? It seemed like a lot of your players are coming off the field limping or holding the shoulder.
It was a physical game, but for crying, what I don't know what our record is now. 12-1, 13. We're 14 games into it. This is a long grind for guys that are 18 to 22 years old. So it was a physical game, but we're going to find a way to get 60 dressed for next week.
Chris, what's it like to coach in a shootout for a change like that?
What was the final? 37, 30, 39, 32. Guess you guys are considering that a shootout around here. You know, I don't know. I really don't have a comment on it, Jeff. I mean, we made the plays down the stretch on both sides of the ball to get a victory, and I'll say it again, survive in advance. We could win 10-9. I wouldn't want to be around Polisek the next week, but we could win 10-9, or we could win 39-32. It doesn't matter to us.
Chris, what were your thoughts when they got that one last chance, under 2 minutes left?
Our defense was focused. They said, hey, let's go. I'm kind of glad it happened that way. I wish Adam would have made the kick. It was a long kick, but our defense gave them some confidence. I think they stopped them the last 3 drives they had. I think the last 3 drives, they had an opportunity to win it or have an opportunity to tie it the last 3 possessions, and our defense stepped up big.
Do you win this game on the road?
That's why you go 12-1 or 11-1 in league play, and you get a chance to play at home.
Going back to that field goal, was there ever a thought to punt it there instead of going for the long?
No, Adam had enough leg, and you know, I think he just missed it a little bit wide left. Now I wanted to get up 2 scores.
2 hard stoppers in 2 weeks. You having fun with this through the first 2 weeks of the postseason?
Yeah, I asked my wife, Rhonda, you having fun with this? Okay. You know, it's playoff football, you know, and it's a different team. It's a different year. You know how special last year's group of guys were with the wins and by how much we won by. This is a different group, and I think it's more rewarding for these guys to win the way they are winning, because it takes a lot of effort and for 4 quarters, and I couldn't be prouder of these guys.
It's been a long time, Chris, since your defense gave up yards and points like you did today. What was their reaction to the sideline? Was there a need for a pep talk or a hang in there guy?
No, just, hey, we got to come up, got to make a play. Got to make a play. That was the thing we kept talking to our guys is, hey, sooner or later, guys, we're going to have to, somebody's going to step up and make a play, and that's what we had to do. And, you know, I think a little bit, it goes back, and it is what it is what it is now. But we don't have Travis Beck, and this is a Travis Beck type game, and that's where, you know, we tried to go with nickel, but we couldn't stop the run because we weren't as big. Then we tried to go to base, but we maybe weren't as athletic against some of the routes and some of the concepts we're facing. That's something that we have to look at defensively, because 52 isn't rolling out there anymore.
Coach, what did you think of C.J. Smith on those punt returns? Is picking that up with the ball going back like that, is that a decision that he makes, or is that something you guys say?
No, we got to clean that up.
What would Matt went out of the game for them? That was he's a tough guy to cover.
Oh, he's a great player. He's a great player, and I knew he was nicked up coming in the game. You could see him kind of limping around in pregame, but he talk about a guy that goes up and make plays. And I thought Ross put it in some spots that only he could catch it too.
What was the atmosphere like from a fan noise perspective?
Oh, it was incredible. Bison Nation showed up for back-to-back weeks, and it's so much fun for our guys to play in this environment, because you know, that last series when they were on the field, it was unbelievably loud, and thanks again to Bison Nation.
Injuries today?
We'll find out. There were some guys that went out of the game, but I don't know. I don't think there was a long-term injury.
After they did pull ahead, and then you had the 3 and out and the punt. What were you thinking at that point? It's a rare spot for you guys to be in at that point of the game.
After what? I'm sorry?
After they went ahead, and then there was the 3 and out and the punt right after.
Oh, yeah. We got to make a stop. I mean, that was sooner or later we had to stop those guys, and we were able to finally do it 3 consecutive possessions in that 4th quarter. And you know, maybe the speed of the game settled down for our guys, because we were able to get some pressure on him, and we were able to cover him a little bit. You know, maybe they wore down. I don't know. I mean, we finally just made some plays. Great team though we beat.